Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Chevalier, and I am Miss Stephanie, the music teacher. And we learn all about piano, singing, and ukulele here on this channel. So today we are doing some lessons on Irish Lullaby. And during the first session, we will be learning the chords on the piano. And during the second session, we will be learning the vocal techniques. And during the third session, we'll be learning this on the ukulele. So whether you play the ukulele or the piano or neither, there's something for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start by flipping over my camera, and it's probably a mess. I'm probably going to have to fix it. Yeah, I thought it would be. Okay, so let's just fix this a little bit. And let's talk about the chords a little bit. So a lot of people ask, what is a chord? What is a triad? Okay, so a chord is a triad is always a chord, but a chord isn't always a triad. And I'm going to just break it down to you very easily. A triad means three. That means you have three notes for that chord. But a chord can be, it can be more than three notes. It can be lots and lots and lots of notes. But a triad is three notes, and we also can call that a chord. But we do not call all chords triads because all chords don't have three notes in them. Many of them have more. So today we're going to learn triads, and we're going to use the term chord sometimes, but typically we're going to talk about the triads. So I'm going to share my screen with you today. So that you can see my little Canva I prepared for you. So if you follow me on Instagram, I will be posting this here. So hop on over there and check that out. Or if you're a patron, you can find the link in my bio. Hop on over to Patreon and you'll have all access to all of these chords, chord charts and such. So this first one, it's very simple. We have a C chord, a triad, an F, and a G7. So there's your C chord, there's your F chord, and there's your G7 chord. So let's go over that again and let's talk about it for a minute. So a C chord or a C triad is C, E, and G. Let me say that again. C, E, and G. And you can do that anywhere on the piano. Okay? So let's see that you can see that better. I see that my name is kind of... Okay, so we're going to go about right here, and the C chord or triad is C, E, and G. Now let's go over to what the F is. F as in Fred. And an F triad is F, A, C. But what we're going to do, because this is in the key of C, and we really don't want to move our hands, we're going to flip this around or invert this, if you will. So we're going to invert this chord. So instead of being F, A, C, it's going to be C, F, A. C as in cat. C, F, A. The same notes are in that chord, but we've just flipped it around a little bit. And we're going to do the same with that G7 chord, because the G7 is G, B, D, F sharp. So that is truly a chord and not a triad. But guess what? We're going to make it a triad and we're going to invert it. Again, so that we can suit our needs and our purposes. We're going to leave that D out because it's kind of overkill. We don't need it. Okay, we have B as in boy, B, F, G. And that's our G7 chord. So these are the only chords that you need for your song. So let's go over this. So you've seen these chords here. So we've got C chord. Then we're going to move to the F chord. Then we're going to move to the C chord. This part moves fast. F chord, back to the G7. You haven't done this one yet in the song. That is B, F, and G. And then back to C. Now, all of these you've had before. So let me stop the share, and I realize I want to show you my fingers again. C, E, G. There's your C chord. C, F, A. There's your F chord, up C, F, A. That's an F triad or chord, and we've inverted it. Okay, and now we're going to go back to C, and now our G7 chord. B as in boy, F sharp, G. Okay, all right. So when you're first starting to learn this, let me just flip my camera over real quick. When you're first starting to learn this, we're just going to learn the chords all by themselves with no pattern, okay? So we're just going to play the chords with no particular pattern to it, just to try to get used to singing and playing at the same time. And again, if you don't know the tune to this, join us at the voice class coming up next. This is at 6 o'clock Eastern time now. So at 6:30, we'll be doing a voice class where I'll actually go over this in depth for you. So I'm going to flip over again so you can just see my fingers real quick. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that again. That's your C chord, C, E, G. Your F chord, C, F, A. F is in Fred. And then your G7 chord, that's B, F, G. Okay, then back to C. So I am going to share this screen with you. And we're going to go ahead and try to go straight through the Irish Lullaby, just playing the regular chords with no particular pattern. And the next lesson, we will try to sing it and play with a pattern, okay? So we'll do that next week. Okay, here we go. Tooraloo-ra-loo-ra, tooraloo-ra-loo, tooraloo-ra-loo-ra. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooraloo-ra-loo-ra, tooraloo-ra-loo, that's an Irish lullaby. Okay, so that is the chorus. And here we go with the verse. Now there's several verses and we're just going to do one. Over in Killarney. Here we go. Ready? And over in Killarney, many years ago, my mother sang a song to me in tones so soft and low. Just a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if I could hear that song of hers today. then you go back to Turaluralura, I can scroll down and show that to you. Voila, same thing you just did. So since we have a little bit of time, I'm going to fast forward and let's come up with a little pattern to do with your hands. So this is, let me just flip over again, stop the screen share and flip over my camera. Hello again. So if you'll notice that this song is in three. Tooraloo-raloo-ra, tooraloo-ra-la. It's in three. Tooraloo-raloo-ra. So we could do. Or we could break it up. So we have several patterns that we can do that will include our right hand and our left hand. But notice that we're not just going to do this. So I'll show you a couple patterns today. Then next week we'll go more in depth with these patterns. So let me just flip over my keyboard here. And let's see. Let's see if I can get more of my keyboard in here for you. I don't know. I'm in the middle of moving into my studio, so things are getting, my cameras get bumped all the time. Okay, so here's one pattern that you could use. I'm just using the bass note. I'm using the bass note and then just playing the triad in the left hand. Hush, now don't you cry. And now on this one, what I'm doing is using the D. And I'm using the D because guess what? I took that D out of the triad. Hush, now don't you cry. And then I just used that G to lead myself into it. Now I told you I wasn't going to get into a big explanation of vamping with your separate hands here, but I can't help myself. I've just got to show you. So we can do that. So notice I can use any part of that chord in my left hand. And then there's another thing that you could do. So that was kind of like a papa, or a really strong waltz tempo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I could also do this. So you can just do that, and you can do, that's called, it's not a walking bass. We're using the same chords. Right? Then I use that E because I'm going to the F. Okay, so that is getting into a complicated left hand, but I think that you can get there pretty easily. So give that a try. Let me flip my camera over. So give that a try. So once you get the chords down, try some different patterns. Just plunk like this in the beginning, and then try to get some patterns, and then trying to layer the voice over top of it can get really, really tricky. So go slow. Try to get these chords under your fingers first, then add your voice. And be practicing the vocal part separate. Be really sure of the notes and the text before you try to add accompanying yourself to it. So that's why I take this very slow and over several weeks. So practice this, go over it every day. If you have not already, please like, subscribe, and share. If there's a particular piece that you would like to learn, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. I'd very much appreciate it, and I'll circle back and probably get to it. Okay, you have